So I just want to love Asian food, man. Love Asian women too. Anyways, I want to clear something up, right? After I sip some super hydration. I want to clear something up, right? Because I've noticed on some motor comments, some people that I blocked recently, they even tried to imply this. People seem to think that because I'm always bashing religion and God, that I'm like a zealot when it comes to like anything the scientific community puts out. Now, real science is based off natural law. In order for something to be true or scientific, it has to have a basis in nature. That's why I always tell you fuckers to go outside and go to the source, because when you leave the fucking house, you see what is true, right? But the reason I'm saying this, hold on, Crusader Kings is starting. Let me mute that audio. The reason I'm saying this is because people seem to think that because I bash God and bash religion, that I'm a zealot when it comes to the Big Bang Theory. Listen carefully to what the fuck I just said. Theory. The Big Bang Theory is a theory, one that is intentionally incorrect. What you guys have got to understand is that the origins of power revolve around people not understanding how power works. Knowledge about life, death, and the origins of the universe, this type of knowledge allows the people who rule over you to continue to rule over you. They're not gonna fucking tell you, of all people, the origin of any of these matters. But the word origin is an oxymoron in itself, because time doesn't have a beginning. Okay? People say that the Big Bang was the beginning of time. Let me explain why that doesn't even make any... all you gotta do is just sit down and think for 2 seconds. Okay? In order for the Big Bang to have happened in the first place, there had to have already been a plane of existence, which means time would have already had to be here. So, if the Big Bang is the beginning of time, then where did the plane of existence of which the Big Bang entered? This plane of existence was already here. So that means time had to have been here before the Big Bang. But science, and the way that the sheeple think it is a religion in itself. People hear the Big Bang Theory and they treat it as like the opposite extreme of religion. They say, oh yeah, there was this bang, and then there was lights, and then there was time. But that's not how it works, man. I'ma just tell y'all the truth, and I hope YouTube doesn't take this video down. There is no origin. There is no beginning point, okay? As above, so below. It's a loop. It's a cycle. That's why my YouTube avatar is what it is. It's an infinite cycle and an infinite loop. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Neither, and both. Okay? Time doesn't have an origin, because in order for something to originate, there has to be a plane of existence already. And if you want to argue that the plane of existence had to have a starting point, what came before that? Okay? When you continue to try to find the origin after origin after origin, you get into a loop, because it's all infinite. It's an infinite cycle. Okay? The Big Bang was not the start of time, because time was already here. The Big Bang was not the beginning of this plane of existence, because this plane of existence was already here. Even if you want to make the argument that this plane of existence came from somewhere, where it came from was already there. So the more back The more back you go, the more you see, the more you see, the more you see that it's a loop, 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 loop. That's why history repeats itself. That's why those that understand the game are always going to have power over you. And that's why the only way you can get the power back into your own life is by understanding the game, and all the game is natural law. All science is based off of nature. Real science has a basis in nature. When you observe how the universe works, you understand pretty much everything you'll need to understand for your everyday life. The people that don't get it are the people that refuse to just accept how things actually are. There was no beginning. Your God didn't wake up and make everything in 7 days, because this shit is still getting made. This shit is still getting created right now. You'll probably create something in your life, you know? But the origin didn't start with God, and the origin didn't start with the Big Bang, because there was no origin. The shit was already here, and it's an infinite cycle. Okay? Catch you guys in the next video. I'm going to leave it at that. This doesn't need a further explanation. If you get it, congratulations. If you don't get it, go back to the drawing board, man.